Hello and welcome to Office Hours. We have another exciting episode for you here today. As you can tell, Omid is not here. We are filling in for him. My name is Jamar. It's nice to meet you, all of you people out there. If I can see some ninja jams in chat, that always makes me happy. It's literally the best emote on Twitch.
My name is Tyler. I am new here. I am that Pokemon that was announced on our OPG Twitter just a minute ago. Great to see everybody in here. Lucky Misfit, Samurai King, Fearless, Z Corona, Cloptagon, and thank you, A-Knifer, for that Twitch Prime sub.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like, I don't know if you know this, but we kind of have a thing here on Office Hours. We take all the revenue that's generated from the show, and we use that to buy sort of like upgradey things for smaller streamers. And yes, Samurai King, it's a Jamar stream, so you know we're about to get off the rails. So any donations or bits or subscriptions are greatly appreciated, and we'll end up doing a giveaway here pretty soon for another thing. I think it's time. It's the new year, new me, new giveaway.
I agree.
Yeah, so we have a lot of exciting things going on today. We have some announcements. I think we start every show with announcements. We're starting with some announcements. Do you want to do the announcements?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start us off. So we're really excited to announce that we have signed 2 new clients since our last show, starting with Cletus T. Buford and Nixium. So Cletus is a variety streamer. He's a very proud redneck in his own words, and he has one of the most positive attitudes in all of Twitch. The other one, Nixium, equally as awesome. He specializes in WoW and actually got his start on YouTube a few years ago, but he has since transferred over to managing both Twitch and YouTube accounts. Absolutely awesome guy.
For sure. I agree with everything you just said.
Contrary to Audrey, no, I am not Professor Broman. Not #1 Alex either, but pretty close. We are brothers.
What other bald men could we say that you're not? He's also not Pitbull.
No, thank goodness.
Yes. Not Mr. 305.
I will not disgrace Africa, ever.
Yeah, right? So, as you can tell, I mentioned earlier, Omid's not here, so we like to call those no-Mead shows. So Jen and Omid are actually on vacation right now. I believe they're somewhere where it's warm and tropical. The Bahamas, Bermuda?
Bermuda, I think, is where they're at.
Yeah, so they are enjoying their time and their vacation, and that kind of segues into today's topic of the show. Today's topic is, of course, work-life balance. So it's something that we've talked about before a lot, but we thought it'd be a great opportunity to talk about it again because it's the new year, new me. I'm going to say that a lot this episode. I apologize. But we thought it would be a great opportunity to revisit that because a lot of people like to make changes at the beginning of the year, and one of the most positive changes you can make in your life for anyone is figuring out your work-life balance.
I agree. I also just wanted to say hello to Barry. He just jumped in there. He's our overseas OPG team, and it's always great to see him in here.
So Tyler, I know this is your first show, but there are a couple rules on the stream. Rule number 1, we don't do math on stream. Rule number 2, we don't talk to Barry.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not very good at math, so I can promise that one. The Barry part's going to be a little tough. But.
No, we love Barry. Barry saved my bacon earlier. Thank you, Barry. Never talk to Barry. Oh, man, Z Corona with a tier 1 sub. Should have been a tier 2. Joking. Thank you for that sub. Rule number 1 is actually, it's Jamar's fault. Cool. So the AC just kicked off and it made me lose my concentration. So I think we should just go right into the show and into the first topic that we have here. The first topic we're going to talk about is finding balance.
Yeah, and we're not talking about just having balance in one hand and in the other and making things even. We want to really find that balance between work and life, which is a thing a lot of streamers struggle with in this day and age. It's really hard, especially because work is so fun, but you got to make sure to have that extra life balance and actually have fun in your own time as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think one of the most difficult things that people have, especially streamers, is like they live in the same place that they work, and it's very easy for anyone that works from home for their work to bleed into their life, and it really doesn't work the other way around. It's usually you never know when to stop working, and that's something that a lot of streamers struggle with.
Yeah, and I actually would really like to read a quote from the very famous Oliver today. He wrote down here that it's sometimes really hard to find balance between work and play when work is play. And that's true. We all love games. It's something fun, something awesome that we can do all the time. And when you start streaming and becoming into that career, it can be really hard because those lines start to blur together.
Definitely.
And it's hard to determine which way to go, where you want to head.
So I have a question. When did we start including Oliver quotes on the show? I would like to have a quote on the show.
I would like to have a quote on the show, as said by Jamar.
So all of the people in chat, I know you guys know me. Do you guys have any good Jamar quotes that we could add to the show? Because I would love for my quote to be in the show. I would like to know that as well, Jamar. Yes. Yes. Oh, Audrey has a quote.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going to wait, Audrey. Yeah, man, you should do it. Yeah, no, that's a really good Jamar quote.
That's pretty much how I got on this show.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man, you should do it. Pop socket with a face on it, Jamar. Oh, I'm working on it, I swear. I swear.
I think it has to be the jammer face, though.
Oh, definitely, definitely. My normal face is not, it's not the business. Sorry, I went off the rails. So kind of getting back to finding a balance, Oliver did make us this great little sheet, so I'm going to kind of look at this a little bit. So additionally, the very nature of streaming / working from home, it's hard to unplug, and we're kind of touched on that. We're kind of leaning towards that, and I think it's an issue because we live in the future and everyone's connected to everything, which makes life easier. But sometimes when it's your job and then on top of everything else, it's just really hard to unplug. What are some ways that you unplug?
Some of the ways I unplug, personally, my favorite one is to just leave my phone behind.
Okay.
Go on a little stroll around the neighborhood. It doesn't have to be long. It can be a quick 10 minutes, 20 minutes, just a way to get out there. There's no distractions, just you and the world. Having your phone on it, technology is awesome.
Yeah.
But that permanent connectiveness can cause a little bit of a problem in your own life. And it can make it really, really hard to feel like you have a way to disconnect when you're always connected.
No, I 100% agree. Like, I used to read a lot, and I'm old, so I existed before the internet. And one of my hobbies was I used to read books all the time. I still enjoy reading books, but because of how connected I am with everything, it's sometimes really hard because I'll just be reading a book, and after about 10 minutes, I'll like pick up my phone and look at my phone and look at Twitter or something. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm totally enjoying this book. Also, there's I don't know if you guys know this, but a Halloween movie came out last year. It was like a sequel, reboot type thing. It was a cool movie. There's actually a novel adaptation, and I'm reading through that. It's taken me 3 months to read it, and it's not very long. So it's something that I'm working on. It's a sequel. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I have to say, with that phone thing, I am super guilty myself. I'll pick up my phone, but not only will I not get back to what I'm doing, I'll all of a sudden lose an hour of my time.
Yeah.
I just keep scrolling and looking at pictures of cats and food and cars, and next thing I know, it's 9 p.m. and I'm like, whoa, what just happened?
I actually have a friend I no longer talk to because they introduced me to Reddit. And I'm like, okay, there's hours, days, months, years of my life gone. Thank you, friend.
Oh yes, Reddit is a wormhole.
It is.
I would like to say we had a guilty pleasure board in the office a few days ago. My contribution was a subreddit called Children Falling Over.
Oh,
it
no.
Is great comedy, though. Great comedy.
I mean, I want that to be my quote. My favorite thing is children falling over. Jamar. No, please don't make that my quote. So, getting back to balance and whatnot, for a lot of people who are starting out streaming, it's something that is an addition to their full-time job, which, there's not too many people who start streaming and they just instantly go full-time. It's like more of like a hobby or like a passion project, that sort of thing. I don't know where we're going with that.
I just could see it because as they're first starting, they've got that full-time job, but then they're also streaming 8 hours a week or 8 hours a night, trying to build that audience. So working all day long and then coming home and streaming all night long and then going to sleep and doing a repeat, it's really hard to balance that life in there.
Oh,
Whether that's your constant just chores around the house, which is work regardless, or going out having fun, just being able to balance those two things can be really tough. And for all of you growing streamers out there, I have the utmost respect for you for committing to that and that dedication. That is a serious grind right there. But make sure you take care of yourself as well. Make some time for you to enjoy.
Yeah, and like kind of piggybacking on that, like a lot of people, especially if you're streaming and you have a full-time job and that sort of thing, like you're streaming because you like to do it. It's something that you love. It's something that's fun for you. It's something that you enjoy doing, and to a certain extent, like it's always good to remember that, yeah, you're putting in the time, you're putting in the work, you're dedicating, you're doing all those things, but you also need to consider, you know, interpersonal relationships and when's the last time I went outside and things of that nature, because those things are important.
Very much so. Just a couple other quick things you can do. I know it's really, really hard to disconnect sometimes, especially with the phones all over the place.
Yeah.
But even just popping in some of your favorite music, loading it up on there, putting it onto airplane mode, and just enjoying music by yourself, really great way to just kind of earn some time alone.
So on the subject of music, what do you like to listen to, Tyler?
Oh man, I have a little bit of everything that you'll find on my phone. I'm really, really big into electronic music. Not so much the Boots and Cats kind of electronic music, but stuff that's actually composed and just sounds really nice. Can be a genre for everything from strolling around the neighborhood to going for a hard bike ride, getting that exercise in, to even little pre-surf pump-up jam.
Yeah, or you mean you could go outside, there's a good chance that you could see some kids falling over. Just throwing that out there. Let's see, Samurai King, you can't make me go outside. I think I can, because we want to see you at the next convention. So, just saying. Omid, the only correct answer is T-Pain. On that vein, what's your favorite T-Pain song?
Oh man.
If you don't have one, I have 40 for you.
I actually really like his newest one, Get Your Roll On, that was just announced a couple days ago at this really cool event. If you haven't heard it yet, you should check it out. It's pretty awesome.
My favorite T-Pain song, and I don't know if I can say this on the show, so it's expletive, get money. That's a good one. That's a good one. Hey Siri, can you beatbox? Oh no, I have an iPhone. What did you just do, Barry? Okay, it didn't work. Good. Cool. I did want to say that if you guys have any questions, let us know. We do have the hashtag AskOPG on Twitter, so feel free to ask questions there. You can ask them in chat. One of the big things that we want to do in 2019 is answer questions that people give us.
Oh, absolutely. Having something real time come in, it just sounds like a great way to get connected with the audience. And I'm excited to see what you guys want to know about me and Jamar and OPG as a company.
Yeah, and Tyler doesn't know this, but I've prepared a short questionnaire for later in the show where we're going to dive deep into who Tyler is.
Oh boy.
It's a segment I like to call Tyler, Who Dat?
Who dat? That me.
That me, a segment over. Great. Producer Devin, how do you feel about moving on to the next topic? It's been moved to the next topic. Wonderful. So the next thing we want to talk about is why you need a work-life balance.
It's very important. I mean, I have to admit, I was very, very bad at work-life balance. I had it absolutely wrong, especially fresh out of college. And the worst thing that can happen is if you don't respect your work-life balance, you're gonna burn out. And we're not talking the cool burnouts that T-Pain does in his Pickle Rick drift car. We're talking the burnouts where you just are done. You don't have the energy to do anything. You have no motivation. It can be hard to get up, get out of bed. It's not something that's fun. The days just drag by, hours drag by, and if you start to feel that creeping on, you really should take a look and figure out what you need to change in your life in order to change that. Because burnout, it's gonna affect you, it's going to affect your friends, your family, and also it's gonna affect your content that you're producing.
Yeah, definitely. What a huge thing, a lot of people go to Twitch and they follow their favorite streamers. It's literally it's called a parasympathetic relationship where it's like kind of one-sided, but a lot of times when people are watching streamers, like they're not watching them for their gameplay, or they're not watching for anything other reason other than they just want to hang out with them. And you know, if you're burnt out from streaming and you're having a hard time and all this other stuff, like that shows when you're on stream. And a lot of people, you know, go into your stream and it's like, oh, this person's not having a great time. Some people will try to be supportive and that sort of thing, but others might just be like, hey, you know what, I don't want to be a part of this. Goodbye. See ya. Peace out. So it's something to think about. Also, another thing I wanted to touch on is streaming nonstop forever and ever. It's also can affect your health. You know, there are tons and tons of like related health issues from sitting for long periods of time. Things like I can't even say this word, deep vein thrombosis.
I don't even know what that word means.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think we're gonna need explanation.
I don't know what that means either, but I know it's bad if you sit down for a really long time. So, you know, doing things like having a standing desk is helpful, if you can stand up every once in a while, or like Tyler mentioned before, getting up, going outside. Blood clots. Thank you, Samurai King. I could have just said that. I don't know why I used like a big word. I don't know.
Because it makes you sound really smart.
Yeah, it does. It did, didn't it? But yeah, so like you can do other things like that to kind of keep your health in check. It's a balance. And one thing that I wanted to talk about, but let me look at this sheet so I'm not jumping the gun. One thing I did want to talk about is something that we do here at OPG is we offer our clients paid vacation. We encourage our clients to take time away from their stream and to go out into the world and enjoy themselves. The only requirement is that they have to leave their house. That's it. Yeah. What else we got?
Also, we recommend that they do not stream during those times.
Yes.
At all.
That too.
Just unplug, get away from it, relax, actually enjoy it.
Yeah. For example, we had a couple clients who they just were like, hey, we're going to Mexico for the weekend. Went to Mexico, had a blast. You can check all those pictures on twitter.com/AvaGG.
Also, she forgot to invite us. So
And she forgot to invite us.
a little salty there.
Well, joke's on her. She's not invited to the. No, I'm joking. Yeah. So what else? What else we got on why you need it?
Let's see. I'm just going to kind of go back to our content.
Yeah.
If you start to burn out and you start to really not enjoy what you're doing, especially when you're doing those 8-hour streams, 12-hour streams, 24-hour streams for you crazy people out there, it can start to feel like it's just taking forever, and you start to just look at the clock and you're counting down the hours, counting down the minutes. You're not having fun anymore. You're not engaging with your chat as much, and your audience is actually going to pick up on that. They're going to notice subtle cues, your facial expressions, everything, and kind of become a little less interested, and they start to worry about you. So it's just something you should really, really be aware of. If you ever start to get the point where you're just not having fun, it's feeling like a drag, definitely take a break, maybe stop the stream a little bit early and take time to recuperate, relax, meditate, do some yoga.
Yoga. I did hot yoga one time.
Ooh, how was that?
It was very difficult.
Was it very hot?
It was hot and it was very difficult. I have a question for everyone in chat because we have a few people in here who stream. Like, what's like the longest stream that you've ever done? For me, it was like 4 hours. It's not very long, but just a question. But yeah, piggybacking off of what you just said, also I'm gonna say piggybacking a lot on this episode. It's the word of the day. Every time I say piggybacking, everyone gets cupcakes. Hold me accountable. Fearless, 4-hour mark. I definitely feeling less interested. Samurai King, 6 hours. That's a long time. I know a lot of people, you know, they kind of treat it as like a job, you know, they punch in and do an 8-hour shift.
Wow,
sort of thing.
Gecky, 13 hours? Whew.
I stayed up 24-hour stream when I modded, but 13 hours on my own. Wow. Where are they, Jamar? Talk to Casey, maybe. Lucky Misfit, I want cupcakes. Can we send Lucky some cupcakes? Also, that's not a joke. I've modded 48 hours in a row.
Aren't we not supposed to talk to him?
Yeah, that's right. We're not supposed to talk to Barry. That's crazy, Barry, man. Lucky 30+ hour stream for whatever game. That was horrible. Oh no. Samurai King, I've watched a few 24-hour streams. Titanfall, oh no. We have the privilege of having some like really good mods in chat, so this is very interesting for me. For those of you who are not familiar with Lucky Misfit, she mods for a couple people on Twitch. She mods for Elohim. She basically runs Elohim's stuff. You know what I mean? So So she definitely has a good perspective. Lucky is the best mod. I agree.
I agree, yeah.
I agree. It's bad when like 5 people go live back to back. Oh no. You got to get them in line. It's like, hey, look, okay, we got to stagger this. I think, we're talking about Twitch streamers, but I think a lot of the things that we're talking about can be applied to mods. People who are like super active in the Twitch community, because whenever a streamer does like a 24-hour marathon, they need that mod support.
Yeah, not only are they just watching, they have to be actively involved. They're constantly paying attention. I mean, it's one thing to watch.
Yeah.
I'm really big into racing. There's like 24-hour races like the Daytona, Le Mans, and I've tried to stay awake from them. And just as a spectator, I've done it a few times, but I usually wind up dozing off at some point. But for the mods, they cannot doze off. They have to be there for them.
They have to be on top of it, seeing what's up, like, banning the trolls, shaking their stick. That's what mods do, right? I'm a mod in a few people's channels, but I would be considered a bad mod. I'm not very good at it. I try my best, though. I really do. I really do. But yeah, there's a lot of love in chat. That makes me happy.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So kind of continuing on here, why you need a good work-life balance. Something that you should kind of take to heart and understand is that your fans, your audience, they're understanding. You know what I mean? Like, they all live lives, and like they all know that at their jobs, like they would love to take a break, love to take a vacation. So something that I think I personally want to happen is to kind of like erase the stigma of, taking time off as being a bad thing. Devin, you just made me look like a character, like a hidden character on a...
He's not unlocked yet.
Yeah, you made me look like an unlocked character here. I don't know. Producer Devin is manipulating the lights. He's trying to make me look more beautiful. Sorry. But yeah, like your audience will understand because, your diehards, they're the ones who come to your streams all the time. They're in your chat all the time. They understand, you know what I mean? They know that like, hey, this is a job for you, and at some point, you're gonna need to take a break. And something that I also want to happen is I want for the people who don't understand how much work that streaming is, I want them to be educated about how much work it is. Because on top of playing a video game, which a lot of people use that argument of, well, you're just playing a game, I don't understand.
No.
Like, no, they're playing a game, they're being entertaining, they're being engaging, they're solving technical problems on the fly. Like, for anyone who doesn't understand how much work streaming is, I say that they should try to stream. Like, it's very difficult. I've tried to do it, and it's hard, and being entertaining for 14 hours, 20 hours, whatever that ends up being, like, it's hard.
And on top of having a critical game that's going to require a lot of your attention, paying attention to the chat on the side, king multitaskers right there.
Yeah, I remember when PUBG first came out, and a lot of my clients were playing it. Anthony, Grims, all those guys, they were just Sacriel. They're playing PUBG all the time, and I would watch them every day, and I was super like engrossed into the experience and everything. And then one day I was like, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna stream PUBG. I've watched these guys do it for tens of hours because I thought that was a lot of time at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna totally do this. Loaded up the game, started my stream, instantly realized, oh, I can't do this. Like, I do not have this skill. I do not have this ability. So, yeah, that's something I want to work on in 2019. I want people to know just how much work being a streamer is.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. What else we got, Tyler?
Let's see, why you need it. So your audience, coming back to understanding, we're all people here. Everybody realizes that, hey, we need a break. Everybody has that feeling of just tiredness and the need to relax. So there's no worry, you're not gonna lose all of your followers if you take a couple days off. It's really important just to recharge, and people will understand that, and they'll actually realize that you're human too, and that could create an extra level of connectivity that may not have been there before.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's something really, really cool that a lot of people do.
So, Tyler, you're relatively new here.
I am.
So you're one of our newest employees. I have a question for you. you haven't taken a vacation since you've been here.
No, I have
But-
not.
But eventually, you're going to take a vacation. What are some ideas that you have going? Like, what are you thinking about?
So I'm thinking of doing a little bit of traveling.
Okay.
I'd love to head to some tropical place where the waters are warm and clear, and preferably where there are some waves for me to hang out on.
Have you heard of Kokomo?
I've heard of a song that mentioned Kokomo.
Okay. Because that's the place that you might want to go.
Yeah? Little place called Kokomo. Okay, I told the guys I was going to karaoke today. We'll save that for your ears.
Producer Devin just face palmed so hard. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to go on a trip somewhere that I can get out, get some exercise, get some sun, go surfing a bunch. We are extremely fortunate to live here in San Diego. OPG has one of the coolest office locations ever, so I do get a lot of surf time in my free time, which is perfect, but still it's something I'm always thinking about and a great way to relax. Also forces you to unplug because I cannot bring my phone out into the water with me.
Yeah, that'd be super awkward.
As much as I would like to, I just don't think it would go well. It'd get wet, I might lose it. I don't
Hashtag surfing.
Yeah, and then other things I've thought about doing are going on a motorcycle backpacking trip.
Oh, wow.
Just hopping on my bike, which is not very fast, but I would get there eventually. Just packing a couple bags, bring some tents, go out, find some campsites along the way. Maybe head out to the desert, although that gets a little hot out there. So
Yeah.
maybe just like up the coast of California to like Big Sur would be pretty cool.
Big Sur's beautiful.
And they finally opened the road again.
Yeah,
After all
after
that devastation.
Yeah, this is like the fires, right? And the landslide, something to that effect.
There was a big landslide.
That's what it was.
A lot of the earth just went down.
Yeah, sad times. Big Sur is magical. Big Sur is magical. I've never been there, but I've seen pictures. It looks amazing. So
I actually have a question for you.
yes,
I'm going to
hit
ask
me.
you the exact same question you just asked me. Where are you planning to go?
Oh wow. Okay.
On a little vacation for a little work-life balance of your own.
Yeah, of course. So, for those of you who know, I'm a big fan of K-pop. It's an obsession. It's horrible. But I've always wanted to visit Korea, South Korea specifically. Big Sur is only many chunks in the road game.
Wait, is that true? If that's true, that's
Wow. No, that's
an
amazing.
insane amount of detail. Really cool.
Yeah. But no, like I've always wanted to go to Korea, and I was thinking about this summer taking a vacation to Korea and just exploring the country a little bit. Havana K-pop. Just exploring the country a little bit. So a little backstory: in Korea, they have like these weekly sort of television shows. They're like musical countdown shows, but instead of playing music videos, the artists, they perform live, and it's crazy because it's free to go to those. So the people who live there, like, you know, it's just something fun to do. Like, oh, we'll just go, you know. For me, it would be like the most life-changing, coolest experience of my entire life. So that's something I definitely want to do, is go to Korea, go to a live taping of one of those shows, be the ultimate fanboy and do all the chants and have my little sign. But yeah, that's gonna be like my summer trip. I've been looking at it. Also, in the short term, I want to go to Disneyland. Haven't been to Disneyland in like 10 years, and there have been so many changes since the last time I went. And I also want to go before they open Star Wars Land, because it's just gonna be crazy when that happens.
Yeah.
So
last time I was at Disneyland was about 10 years ago. Cars Land wasn't even open yet.
Yeah,
And they were actually building it, so I got to see the end of it, but
Yeah.
didn't get to go in. I'm on the opposite end of you, though. I want to go to Star Wars Land.
Oh.
Well, not maybe in the chaos of it all,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I definitely want to see it once that's completed.
in the hype. I definitely want to go. Just like Disneyland's gonna be a crazy place for a while. I mean, it's always crazy, but as soon as they release Star Wars stuff, it's just gonna be a madhouse. All the little kids with their lightsabers. Hey,
I didn't think about that. Let's give children weapons.
let's give children weapons. It's also a good place to see children fall down.
I'm kind of regretting telling you guys this now, because that is now what I am known for in the office.
I'm gonna mention it at least 10 more times. I'm sorry. All right, let's look at chat. Havana K-pop. Yes. They also did a community event to repair the road. Oh, that's awesome. So like they like raised money in the game to actually repair the real Big Sur.
I'm thinking they drove construction trucks to the site and then drove them away.
Maybe. Or they digitally did it and then they did it in real. Oh man, I don't know. Barry, I know we're not supposed to talk to you on the show, but thank you for the info. Audrey says, LOL. She didn't really laugh out loud. I would have heard her. Audrey says, go to Korea and watch Masked Singer over there. Yes, because that that is the better version of Masked Singer. I don't know. I haven't seen the American version, but.
So I didn't even know about the Masked Singer until recently, and there's a lot of controversy in the office about who the American Masked Singer is. But I wound up watching the original one with, who's the guy that plays Deadpool? Not Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, yes. I don't know why I mix them up all the time. But he actually sang really well, and it was really cool watching the whole audience go insane.
Yeah, it was really cool because like I've seen this. He performed in Korea, and the premise of the show is like someone comes out, they sing a song, they're wearing a mask. You don't know who they are. The best ones are people who you didn't know could sing, because obviously, you know, if I don't know, Beyonce came out wearing a mask and she started singing, you'd be like, okay, that's Beyonce.
Queen
like,
bee.
yeah, like obviously that's Beyonce. But sometimes they do things like Ryan Reynolds. You know, he came out and he sang a song, and everyone was like, I don't know who this is. He sang really well. I don't know. And then the reveal happens, and you know, it's Korean television, so like the reactions were like really good. Everyone's like, oh, Ryan Reynolds, like, or actually I think they called him Deadpool, or like Mr. Deadpool.
Mr. Deadpool. I think we should do a Masked Singer in the office.
Yeah, yeah. Our singing ability here in the office, it's varied. We've got some good singers. We do.
I'm not one of them.
He's being modest. I heard him singing earlier. He was all about it. Also, Merlin says, girl,
Gil?
girl. I like Merlin. He's one of my favorite people. So let me look at the thing. Oh, that's Jamar. Yeah, I think that's what the Masked Singer would be like. Oh, that's Jamar. What is he? Was he 6'2"?
Oh, thanks, A9 for calling it the way that it is.
Tyler is tone deaf. So it looks like A9 knows a little bit about Tyler. If you want to drop any embarrassing things in chat, just let us know. It'd be great. Yeah. That's
So
it.
I know who A9 is personally. I don't think you know who A9 is. He's one of my best friends from back home.
Oh,
I'm really excited that he actually tuned into the show today. So
A9
thanks for being here, man.
A9 has all the juicy details. Cool.
Yeah, I also lived with him for like 4 years.
So yeah, just drop all those juicy details in the. No, I'm just joking. All right, so it's time for my plug that I do. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Just drop them here in chat, or you can send them to us on Twitter. Everyone's really excited about A9.
Instant celebrity.
Uh-oh. Don't do it. You know what? I think I might have started something. I apologize, Tyler.
It's okay. I'll catch up with it later.
So, keeping on the same vein, we've talked about some vacation type things that you were thinking about doing. What was the last vacation that you went on, or like one that was memorable for you?
Well, every morning I like to go out and go surfing, and that's like a little mini vacation right there.
Okay.
But most recently, I would say my most recent travel, I actually went back home over the holidays to see my family. It was fantastic. I hadn't been back up there in almost 9 months.
Where are you from? Remind me again.
Very small town in Northern California.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so got to go up there, hang out with my family. They've got a big property, so got to do some small town just shenanigans, rode dirt bikes, and had some fun. Got to see all my buddies back there. It was a good time. So real nice way to break. It's always hard for me to leave San Diego.
It is, yeah.
Especially when I first get out, I'm just like, oh, bumming, and then I kind of get excited, visit my hometown, and then once you come back, it's just like, oh, this is cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, what was your last vacation that was pretty awesome?
So like the last like awesome vacation I went on was the OPG cruise. That was a lot of fun. I didn't go to the most recent one because I went to my friend's wedding. I hate my friend. Anyway, but that like the OPG cruise, that was a lot of fun. It was really cool because it did force me to disconnect, because if you've ever been on a cruise or a boat, like the Wi-Fi is one, really bad, unreliable. Two, if you do end up getting the Wi-Fi, it's expensive. So I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $50 a day to tweet. I'm just not gonna use my phone.
Those
Yeah.
better be some pretty awesome tweets.
Yeah, no, they weren't. So like, I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do that. So I was unplugged, and I spent most of my time like out on the deck, just chopping it up with good people and having good drinks and good food and making memories, and it was a lot of fun.
How would you say that contributed to your work-life balance?
Oh, it was great. Like,
Cool.
for the 4 or 5 days, I don't remember how long it was. And that's another thing, like time just kind of disappeared. You know what I mean? Like I had no idea what time it was or whatever. The entire time we were on the cruise, like was just relaxed and had no worries, it was Hakuna Matata, man. Wake up at noon, all you could eat food.
Whew, I've actually never been on a cruise before, so I'm having a hard time relating to this, but
Oh,
everything
man.
sounds great.
It's great. The only thing that bothered me, was I freaked out every morning when I woke up because it was always dark. That freaked me out.
Were you on a cruise in Alaska?
Well, no, like inside the cabin, like my room didn't have a window, so like it was either you had the light on and it was light, or you had the light off and it was dark. So like normally I wake up to like the sun, hitting my face, and you stretch and like I would just wake up in complete pitch darkness, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. I don't know what time it is. I don't know where I am. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on a cruise. Cool, yeah. That was the only thing. But that's just a weird Jamar thing that I've shared with you. Now you know that I'm weird.
The more you know.
Yes, if we could edit that in.
Yeah, I was hoping there'd be a rainbow.
This is for Adriana. When we put this on YouTube, can we edit that in? No Windows does throw you off. You're absolutely right. Do you know Mindot?
I
Mindot
don't.
Dot?
Dot.
You need to know Mindot.
Hello, Mindot. I do not know you yet, but I'm Tyler. It's great to meet you.
Awesome. Let's see. Audrey, because of no windows, I slept the entire time. Exactly. I was waking up at like really random times. It was like, oh, it's like 2 p.m. Like, cool, I should go outside now. Z Corona, okay. Samurai King, weird Jamar things are fun. Well, I got a whole bunch of them, so, strap in and sit back and relax, and I can tell you all types of good Jamar weird stories.
So sleeping in until 2 every day, that
Yep.
probably messed with your schedule a little bit.
A little
And
bit.
having a schedule for work-life and balance is actually something that can be pretty important.
Yeah.
Say you wake up at a certain time every day, you're done with your stream at a certain time every day. Did you feel like that affected you too much, trying to come back to the real world after your fun little vacation?
So being on a boat is a very disorientating experience, because when you initially get on, like you're on something that moves and the boat's constantly moving. So it takes you a little bit to acclimate to that. So just that part of it, like after we were off the boat and like I was back on dry land, it was a very like, yes, we are in the real world again. Like the ground is not moving anymore.
Do you have that weird little walk?
Yeah, it's like the ground is not moving, everything is fine. Like, so it wasn't that hard to readjust. Like as soon as we got on dry land, I was like, yeah, dude, like I'm back. Like, so no, I guess to answer your question.
Okay.
But I do like what you said about scheduling. Am I jumping the gun here?
A little bit, but I mean, we can probably head into that next section a little bit.
You want to?
I think we can make that transition from here
Producer
here.
Devin says no. So we're gonna.
All right, producer.
Producer Devin says no. So he says yes. All right. By the way, if you're wondering where producer Oliver is, we don't know. If you guys can find him, I would be greatly in your debt forever. Where is producer Oliver?
Oh, also, I miss Super Bread Ninja. Thank you for that Twitch Prime subscription as well, man. Appreciate
I
that.
didn't even see that. That's awesome. Wait, where do you see that at?
He's up in the middle right there.
I normally wear glasses. I'm sorry. Yes, I see now. I think so.
Cool. While we transition into our next subject,
Yeah.
I would actually like to extend our question out to those of you in the audience right now. What was one of your favorite vacations you've gone in over the last year, 5 years or so? I'm sure you guys have some pretty exciting stuff. Curious to hear what's out there.
Yeah. Yep. Weirdo. Oh, I found producer Oliver.
Wow.
He's in his corner. And you know what? To expand upon that question, I know a lot of people in here know Omid, and this is his show. So if you don't have a good vacation story, tell us about the time you met Omid. I'm pretty sure that story is just as good. You know what? I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to tell it. The first time I met Omid, we had waffles, and they were real bad. And allow me to elaborate. I had my job interview for OPG at this random place. It was a great place, and I ordered the waffles. And for whatever reason, like my waffles took like a really long time to make, like unnaturally long. And when the waffles came out, like we all know what waffles look like. This didn't look like a waffle. I'm on a job interview, so I'm not gonna be like, excuse me, these waffles are terrible. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna eat this and be happy. But Omid noticed, he's like, dude, what the hell is that? Like, what happened to your waffle? I was like, I don't know. So our server comes over and they just apologize about the waffles before we even said anything. It's like, yeah, like our waffle guy, this happened or something, and it was weird. So they brought me out another plate of waffles. And this is how I know that the first batch was really messed up, because these were completely different. They were a different color. They looked like waffles. It was just very weird. So I ended up eating a lot of waffles that day because, you know, I didn't want to make a bad impression. I just ate these waffles.
I'm a little concerned about how they messed up waffles.
That
bad.
That was my concern, but I'm like, today is not the time to be concerned about things. So that happened, and then we found out a couple weeks later because I guess one of us was a Yelp Elite, and they left a review on the place, and they reached out, and they were like, hey, like, our waffle guy, this happened. For one, they have a waffle guy, and they literally went out to buy a waffle machine as they were like making my food, because I guess their waffle machine broke. So that's why it took like an hour and a half to get waffles. And like, it's a weird and random story, but I imagine a lot of people have those stories. Let's look at chat here.
Oh yeah.
Merlin says, OPG Cruise was my first vacation 5 years. It was a nice break.
Wow. That is a great instance of where you're finally starting to dip your toes into that work-life balance and actually using your vacation. 5 years, that is a very long time. Wow.
That is. I'm glad that you got to enjoy yourself. Xanatax, welcome.
What's
Hello.
up?
How you doing? Tyler, Xanatax is like great. I don't know what else to say about Xanatax.
All right. Great. That's all I gotta know.
If you could just list the 5 reasons why you're great, that'd be awesome, so we can get Tyler up to speed. I know that you're great. We all know that you're great. Tyler, he's new. We're trying to get him up to speed.
Let's see. Samurai King. He said he visited Germany to see my buddy get married and traveled to Italy after last July, August. That's a really cool Europe trip. I've never been overseas to Europe. Dipped into Mexico a few times, but Europe sounds like a cool spot. And I know there's that TwitchCon coming up, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, no. TwitchCon EU. I'm excited. Audrey, they didn't take me to breakfast for my interview. Well, if it makes you feel better, I had to eat like mutant waffles. So
maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know who wins that, to be honest. Someone in chat just says waffles. I'm not gonna mention their name. Xanatax with these awesome emotes that I love. Okay, cool. I think we're transitioning into the thing that producer Devin didn't want us to talk about.
Yes, best practices of a work-life balance. So one of the first tips that I should suggest, especially when you're starting to realize, oh, I'm experiencing burnout, I'm a little bit tired, I have no energy. You don't have to start big. You don't have to jump right off the deep end and go full bore into this thing. You should start small. Just add little things into your life. If you do too much of a drastic change, it could actually have a negative effect on you, and you may lose focus on what you need to. So it's really important not to rush into that brand new structure. Instead, just make very, very small adjustments. Whether it's taking a short walk, riding a bike to work. I know we started an OPG cycling team unofficially, so some of those guys are riding in now.
So I was not here last week, and I feel like this happened last week. So what is OPG cycling team? That's happening?
Yeah, a couple of our employees took it upon themselves to actually start biking into work. And they're saying they notice a huge, huge impact in their life. They say it's a great way to de-stress afterwards, but also it gets the blood flowing in the morning, kind of allows that blood to go to your brain, allows for extra creativity. And I've heard from one of the guys that they sleep extremely well afterwards.
I bet. That's a good workout, you know? That totally makes sense.
Especially Point Loma, it's a very, very hilly area, and you might not realize that.
Yeah, for those of you who are unfamiliar with San Diego, like the closer you get to the center of the city, like the older it is, and the people who kind of built San Diego, they didn't really have like a plan in place, so there's like a lot of like randomness. So especially like in the downtown area, Point Loma, surrounding that part, there are a lot of things like just random, 80-degree hills and just things of that nature. So it's quite interesting. As you branch farther and farther out, like there's better infrastructure and like they've thought about things and they planned it out. But downtown Point Loma area, like you get some weird stuff, like streets that lead nowhere and randomness.
Yeah. Another great way to just kind of start small for those of you that want to kind of experiment with a work-life balance. My first suggestion, immediately when you're done streaming or you're done with your day at work, take that first hour, just de-stress. Do not think about work, do not talk about work, just de-stress. Use that time for you and kind of reset. It's a great way to kind of just improve your life. It makes interacting with people a little bit easier. You can kind of get rid of any stress that you may have had. Super tough day, super busy day, 12, 24-hour streams. Great way to, well, if you do a 24-hour stream, I'd suggest sleeping. But.
Yeah. It's like, and I'm tired. So something else that we have here is like, it says use a notebook or a planner. I'm gonna make that more broad and put it as kind of find a way to organize yourself and your time. It's extremely important, especially when you work from home, to be able to kind of block out your day for work, but also for your life. You know what I mean? Because it's very easy to just work all the time when you work from home.
And yeah, also when you don't have that planner or organization, your brain is constantly going. You've got to keep track of everything at all times, and it's really hard to shut that down.
It's true.
So having that and just not worrying about it is fantastic. Seen some great stories pop up over here. Got 2 feet of snow in the yard, and it's 4 degrees below zero. I didn't even know that was a thing. Definitely bike weather there. That is the heart of a champion right there. I tried to ride a bike in the snow once. I made it about 4 inches. Didn't go well.
Is there video of this?
No, thankfully this was at a time before cell phones and video recorders, so there is no video evidence of this.
Indy's in chat. Everyone say hi to Ayla.
What's up, Ayla?
No, you have to. There you go. There you go. It's good to see you. You know, speaking of work-life balance, you know who's taking a vacation? I believe she called it a holiday because she's cool and she's from overseas. Ayla's taking a holiday.
No way.
Yeah, maybe you could tell us what you're doing on your holiday so we can talk about it here on Office Hours.
Also escaping 115-degree weather.
Wait. When you say 115-degree weather, is it like Fahrenheit? Oh, you put an F. I'm stupid.
That's generally what that means.
Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah. Because I feel like 115 degrees Celsius is like the sun, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I personally haven't been there, but...
Yeah. Hi, me. She's the best. That's great. I love those emos. Whose emos are those? They're like Wonder Woman-ish? I love Wonder Woman.
That's my favorite emote.
Oh, Ninja Jam?
Ninja Jam.
Well, it is the best emote on Twitch. I'm not biased when I say that. Other people have said it. My mom, Devin, producer Devin.
That one cool kid.
That one cool kid. Oh, thank you, Audrey. Because what's the number 2 rule on the stream?
No math.
No math. Good. So Audrey did the math for us. Thank you. I'm in bed. It's 9:30 a.m. Vacation. That's how you do it. Sleep in. Do what you want. Hang out with your puppers.
So when you go on vacation, are you one of those people that lines up everything that you need to do hour by hour, or do you go with no plans and
I go with no plan. Like maybe have like a rough plan. Like, okay, I'm gonna take a week off. In that week, I'm gonna go to Disneyland, and then like the other 4 or 5 days, it's just like we're gonna figure this out as we go. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not like a vacation planner person.
That's cool.
Yeah, my friend, she made it. She's an artist. It's for her stream. Well, definitely send me like a DM on Twitter because I would love to check out her stream because the artwork's really cool. Barry is Jesus, it looks like. Audrey has one of the most terrifying emotes in chat.
Yeah,
Audrey, can someone time Audrey out? Don't actually do that. Xanatax, I'm usually in Canada. This week I'm in Mexico. Getting a sunburn in January is not a thing I'm used to.
Hey, I mean, you're pretty much right below San Diego, so if you want to come visit us,
Yes.
door's always open. But
Yes, go to Tyler's house.
yeah.
He tells me he lives in a parking lot. No, I'm joking. That guy Hale. Hi. Xanatex. Also, I'm usually a workaholic. This week my internet is pretty bad, so lots of downtime. You know, sometimes that's great. A couple years ago, gosh, it was actually a long time ago now that I think about it, in California and like Southern California and parts of Arizona, like there was a massive blackout that lasted like 2 days. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I was actually in a grocery store when it happened.
I was
And-
also in a grocery store.
Whoa, were we in the same grocery store?
Probably not,
Oh, that would have been weird.
but yeah, that would have been weird. And that's when me and Tyler met for the first time, and then we ended up working together.
I remember it very vividly though. I was grabbing a jar of peanut butter and all the lights went out.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought I died because
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. And then like my eyes kind of adjusted and everybody just looked really bewildered. There was no riots, there was no bears and tigers, so it was all right.
For sure. That should be Tyler's quote. All the lights went off. I thought I died. Yeah, I was also in a grocery store. I actually was working in a grocery store at the time. And literally, like, I walked in and I was ready to start my shift, and then just all the lights went out. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. So, like, we kind of stood around for a little bit. We went outside and we're like, oh, the lights are out everywhere. And we're like, oh, this is interesting. After about an hour, it's just like, everybody go home. So during that time period, like, you know, I went home and I didn't have any power, so no internet, no TV, no nothing like that. I had one of the best, like, 2 days of my entire life. Like, all of my neighbors, like, everyone was just kind of like hanging out on the street, like just kind of like chit-chatting and talking about stuff. Like some of the kids in the neighborhood were playing, like they got a football game going like in the middle of the street. Everyone was bringing out all the food from their refrigerator because it was gonna spoil. So like everyone was like barbecuing. So it was like we basically had a block party impromptu, you know, no cell phone, no TV, no internet. It was great. So sometimes
That's really cool.
like, you know, Xanatex is dealing with, you know, pretty bad internet. Sometimes when you're forced offline, like, it's not a bad thing, you know, unless you have something important to do, but whatever. A lot of things have happened in chat. No more clowns. Thank you.
I'm fully behind that.
Yeah.
Clowns actually terrify me.
Clowns also terrify me. Let's see. I'm not sure how I feel about this clown mouth emote. Oh, damn it, Audrey. Min ... Oh God, these emotes. Yes. Miss Novice. I was still in high school. Oh my gosh.
Was it that long ago?
It was a long time ago. Yeah. It was a long time ago. Let's see. So many questions. Why does it have teeth? Stop.
Yeah, just clown can go away.
It's a man. That's a clown. Why wouldn't Thicko have teeth? So that's the name of the clown, Thicko. Next time I see Professor Broman, we need to have a chat. Merlin says I miss block parties. Same. Like when I was a kid, that was a thing that everyone in the neighborhood would do for like different occasions. Like, you know, whatever holiday would come up, like, you know, a couple days before, there'd be like this massive block party. They'd block off the street. They'd have music. Sometimes they'd have a DJ, but the DJ always sucked because it was like someone's cousin or something who thought they were a DJ. And then, like, you know, they just played like Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time, which I love that song, but like, you know, it was the only song that they had, so like, you know, hearing that 36 times was not great. I met Britney one time and I told her that story and she looked at me and she's like, what? Sorry, it's random.
Did you really?
No, I made that up, yeah.
Fooled me.
I know, I'm good at that, I know. People are still talking about clowns. Audrey says something about Thicko. Thicko is life. Me and Audrey are gonna have words after the show. Ayla looks like she's stressed out because of these damn clowns. We're not trying to stress out Ayla on her holiday.
Yeah, no, you're on vacation. You should not worry about clowns.
Yeah.
Nobody should ever worry about clowns.
Let's see. But like I was saying, some form of organization is super important. Ways that you can get organized. Use a notebook or a planner. Here at the office, there are several people who use a notebook or a planner just to kind of, you know, keep their thoughts in order and map out their day, their week, that sort of thing. There are also a list of programs that you can use that are like task management or, you know, just keeping a calendar updated, like a Google Calendar. Everyone has a Google account, which is kind of creepy when you think about it, because like everyone literally has one. But Google Calendar, it's a pretty extensive program, and like you can do a lot of things in it. And you know, at the very least, just blocking out your day. It's like I'm gonna stream from this time to this time, and after that, I'm gonna do a little bit of like, you know, other work like answering emails or whatnot. And then after that, it's like I'm going to live my life after that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. One piece of advice that's definitely not for everybody, but during the week, I like to try and get all of my work done. Everything from here at OPG to everything I need to do in my personal life, whether that's grocery shopping, doing the laundry, mowing the lawn, feeding my cat.
Robbing banks.
Yes, robbing banks is my night job though, so we don't need to tell people about that.
That's right.
Yeah, that stays quiet. That way, when it comes to the weekend, I have just open schedule from sun up to sundown, and I can do what I want when I want, and it's really, really nice. It's just in the moment, do whatever. You don't have to be stressed about like, oh no, I got to do this. Something personally I've been really, really bad about in the past is stressing about stuff when it hasn't been done. And it's just like, just do it, get it over with, do it, and you feel way better about yourself.
No, that's a really good point. Wait, does that mean you don't feed your cat on the weekends?
No, I actually don't even have a cat.
Well, you don't now because you didn't feed it. Oh, sorry, Buttons. You'll get food on Monday. All right.
I have had cats in the past. They didn't die because I didn't feed them, but they're also pretty smart because you just leave a bowl of food out.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but Tyler, I'm gonna need some receipts because after it's been brought to my attention, no, I'm just joking. No, that's good. I think taking care of everything you have to take care of during the week, and like not having that looming or like having that, you know, to worry about that on the weekend is super important. Because it's not a good feeling when you have something in the back of your mind where you're like, oh, I need to do this thing. It's you know, I need to do this. It's bothering me. It's super hard because, you know, let's say you try and go outside and enjoy yourself. Like it's gonna kind of ruin that experience for you because you're gonna have that in the back of your mind. I totally get that. Let's see. Mindot. Yeah, taking a break from the interwebs is always good. I agree. I'm going to... Vox Nostra. I have a hard time saying that. I'm sorry. Keeping an offline schedule is also wise. If your whole life is online, losing internet access is going to hurt more than it needs to. That's very true. Let's see. Ayla says, my dad says has an iPad. He pulls a notepad from his top pocket, which has I written on it, writes everything in it.
Dad jokes. I get it.
That's cool. Cat's dead. So you're gonna be known for things that are like.
Yeah, this has been an eventful office hours. You guys are learning a lot.
So for your office hours, for your office hours debut, you're known for liking it when kids fall down,
robbing banks.
Also possibly not feeding your cat on the weekends. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I think it's a great debut, to be honest. Let's see. Audrey, make sure the cat gets fed. Yeah, Audrey, make sure the cat gets fed. Okay. Mindot, I really don't sleep though. 24-hour stream is happening sooner or later. LOL. Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck. If you have a date and time, I'll tune in there and cheer you on. 24 hours is serious commitment.
Let's see. Audrey, I'm a catnap that cat. Oh, I get it. Like kidnap. I thought you were going to like sleep on the cat. I was like, that's probably worse than not feeding it. It's true though. Oh, it's true. Fearless, that Tyler Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, that Tyler Thomas.
That's me.
You know, I don't want to get too off the rails because like it's important that we stay on the rails, but I will say that sometimes when I see your name in like Slack and stuff, I read it very quickly as Jonathan Taylor Thomas. My brain just does that. I go, Jonathan Taylor Thomas is like, what? I'm like, oh, no, it's Tyler.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who JTT is? Oh my God. I don't know if you're allowed to be on the show ever again. JTT is the man. Have you seen The Lion King? And also, I know
yes.
People are gonna like yell at me because this is where I'm gonna go with it. But He's the home improvement kid.
Oh.
But he's
okay.
also Simba in the Lion
See,
King.
I was young then, so I just knew them by their TV names, and that's who I thought everybody was.
For sure, that makes sense. I was gonna have to like attack you. I'm like, you don't know Hakuna Matata? Hakuna Matata. Samurai King, fire him. Well, he knows who he is, so we don't need to fire him just yet. Also, the ladies loved JTT back in the 90s. That was like the heartthrob of heartthrobs.
So much.
Cat dead and no JTT. I know, it's unfortunate.
All right, well, we'll let you guys think of some more questions you can ask me and learn a little bit more about me, but we'll kind of move on to the next one.
Let's do it.
Get back to our schedule we're supposed to be on. Coming back into best practices. Easy way to kind of change the structure of your life. If you're not really sure where to start on your work-life balance, kind of take a look at an outside view. Maybe look at it as Jamar is looking at me, as you're looking at me as a cat not feeder and bank robber. So look at it from the outside, find out what in your life is stressing you out, what needs improvements, and just kind of look at it as a whole. Go from that. That's an easy way to kind of start and learn where you can improve.
No, that's really good. I feel like we took that from Dr. Phil. It's good. I kind of wanted to, what's your go-to beer / drink?
Oof. So we live in beer capital of the world, so this changes pretty frequently. I would say overall my favorite is the Coronado Stingray beer.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I stepped on a stingray. I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Oh my gosh, I imagine that's not, I imagine that's not great.
No.
For me, I don't know if I have a favorite beer. I don't know. I just kind of like beer. I know that makes me sound horrible. I just kind of like beer.
Oliver, it was literally the one time I did the Stingray Shuffle. I got really excited and I was running and yeah, lesson learned.
You know what I'll say? I like most beers. I like most beers, but there is one beer that I don't like. It's called Buck Range Light. Go ahead and Google that if you don't know what it is. It's the bottom of the barrel. Like it's real bad. I'm pretty sure I got 2 12-packs for $4.99 once. Like, it's not great. But I was a young man playing the beer pong.
Hey, you experimented.
Yeah, I did, and it was a bad experiment. Let's see. With a name like that, I don't like it either. Yeah. So apparently, it was like a store-branded beer, which is the first that I've ever seen. So like, you know, you go to like Vaughn's or Ralph's or something, and they have like the Safeway Select versions of things. You're like, right, you know, it's like a little bit cheaper. It's like the store-branded. Like it was the store-branded beer, and it tasted like it was the store-branded beer. It was not great. As long as you didn't inhale, you'll be fine. True. Probably last week Jam did that. Here's the thing. Ayla knows me really well.
Okay.
Okay. It wasn't last week. It might have been last week. I don't know.
Youngling, it's an East Coast thing. I've heard about it, never sampled it. If you want to do an exchange, I think we can set something up.
Hey, yeah. Jameson and ginger ale. That sounds good. I like Jameson. I like ginger ale. I'm going to have to try that. Like, no joke.
2 good things always make a better thing.
So you talked about changing the structure of your life. How about we talk a little bit about creating time for yourself? So I'm actually going to read right off of this because this is a good nugget of knowledge. Workaholics always say that they need, and it's easier to do things. I am not reading this right. Excuse me. Okay, cool. Workaholics have a habit of not saying no to things. Something that you should, you know, in your work life, something, I say this is a quote from me, realistic expectations are important. If you're streaming and you're doing all these things, you should always have realistic expectations. It's not good and unhealthy to put a lot of pressure on yourself on something that like you don't have control over. So in certain situations, like it's okay to say no. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay.
Learning to say no is definitely a very difficult task, especially people that are just people pleasers and they always want to say yes to everything.
Yep.
Now, you can live your life like Jim Carrey did in Yes Man, and things will get insane.
I
But
tried that once.
you will also not have any balance in your life. So it's really important when you know you need a break, just say no, take some time to yourself. Super important to set that aside. And it comes through different industries in different ways. I know personally, I worked a sales job for a little bit, and it really felt like there was no downtime with that.
Yeah.
It was sun up to sundown, past sundown, every single day. You were always, always, always selling.
Yep.
And so being able to say, no, I'm done with this, taking the time to just relax, have some time for yourself, hang out with your friends, it's really, really important. It's gonna boost your overall mood. Just do it.
Definitely. And something we have written down here is like understand when you've reached your capacity, and also like, you know, it's okay to say no and turn down projects or that sort of thing. As a creative person, you guys may not know this about me, but I'm a very creative person, and one of the biggest things that I struggle with is I have so many things going on in my head. Thank you, producer Devin. I have so many things going on in my head, and like I'll start a project and I'll get pretty deep into it, and then I'll get another idea, and I'm like, ooh, thing, and I start working on that, and then next thing you know, I have like 2 big things that I'm working on and now I'm like stressed out because neither one of them is complete, right? And I feel like sometimes with streamers and whatnot, and YouTubers especially, like it's kind of like a weird balance because you want to keep producing content, you want to put out that next video, you want to, you know, play that new game on stream, but like it just starts overlapping and getting convoluted, and as a creative person, like it's kind of weighs on you. So something that I would recommend is try to focus your attention on projects and also realistic expectations, you know, like focus your attention on a project, see it to completion, start a new project. Some people can do more than one thing. Like, I can too, but like not well.
No.
Bad at multitasking. Let's see. Nightbot says, do you have a burning question for our hosts? Tweet it to OP_group with the hashtag AskOPG, and we'll try to answer as best as we can. Bleeding heart.
I like min ... So what if I say no to saying no?
What if I say no to saying no? You got me there. I don't know.
I mean, I think there's always a time to say yes and no.
Yeah.
And so if you're out having fun, hanging out with your friends, and you say no to saying no, it can be good. I'm not really sure where I was going with that one. But if you say no to saying no, you will get a lot on your plate, and it's going to overwhelm you at some point. Some people like having that constant go, 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 but it's definitely not for everybody.
I really like what Ayla just said. I was a yes person, but lately I've said no, and now I'm on vacation.
That sounds like a great trade-off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what happened to staying away from Twitch? I saw Jam. Ha! See that? People come to the show for me. I should be on more often. If you want to see Jamar on the show more often, tweet to OP_group saying we want more Ninja Jam. Let's see, solid answer. Samurai King says, do you see a better separation of work and life from people that have an office they stream from as opposed to a common area? Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
Working from, like I've said before, working from home, it's hard to distinguish when you're working and when you're just living your life. Some things that people do to kind of combat that is they have a streaming area that's completely separate from, you know, their living space, and other people, they get offices. I know quite a few people who literally, they wake up in the morning, they eat their breakfast, they go out for a run, walk their dog, don't feed their cat, and they go to their office. They go in and they stream, they sit down for 8 hours, do all their thing, answer their emails, get back in their car at the end of the day and go home. So, yeah.
Plus, if you had it set up in your main living space, there can be really no escape from that. You're always constantly looking at your streaming setup. You're seeing it there, and streaming setups take up a fair amount of space. So if you're always looking at it, it's always looming. You're constantly thinking, oh, I'm streaming. I've got to be streaming. What am I going to be streaming about next? So being able to kind of get that out of your sight, it's a very great way to relax your mind and not be distracted by work at all times.
Also, if your streaming setup is in an office or like separate from your living space, it's virtually impossible to have any sort of accidents where you like accidentally get naked on stream and then everyone sees that. These are the things I think about. I'm sorry. Fearless says that I could be on the show every week. You can't make that promise. He also says having an office is good for tax purposes. Probably, yeah.
I'm not an accountant, but I know a guy who could probably answer that question for me, so
Yeah.
back to you.
You know what's funny about that is stay tuned for upcoming Office Hours episodes because, you know, this was Tyler's first episode, but we're going to have some other people who've never been on the show on here pretty soon. Wink, wink, hint, hint. I don't think they're watching, but, and I don't think they know that they're going to be on the show, but it's happening.
It's a surprise.
Sub to channel. Josh says yes. Oh, yeah, Barry.
Barry would be fantastic on Office Hours.
Barry would be fantastic on Office Hours. Let's see. You need 20% of your house to be dedicated workspace to get the tax break. Do the math before you claim.
No math.
No math on stream, but I trust your word. 20% of your house? That seems like if you live in a small place, maybe 500 square feet, like that doesn't seem too bad.
If you're in a mansion, it's just
Yeah.
it's insane about space.
I have a 9-bedroom mansion. I have 5 stream setups. It's weird. Let's see. What else were we talking about? Understand you reach your capacity. Oh, this is a really good one. So find something that you like to do besides streaming. I know that a lot of people, like, it's their passion and they love to do it. But find something else that you're super interested in. For me, I like doing a lot of interesting things. And as I said that sentence, I'm thinking about the interesting things that I like to do, and I'm realizing that they're not very interesting.
I'd still like to hear about them because I mean everybody has different interests. One person may be all active and outgoing. The other person might enjoy drawing. Some people like making beats. Some people read. I mean, everybody has something interesting.
Okay, fine. You twisted my arm, Tyler. I'll tell everyone. Something that I like to do in my spare time is make music. It's something that's like just fun for me to do, and it's something I've been doing for a really long time. I'm gonna plug my album. It's dropping at the no, it's really nothing like that. But I like to make music in my spare time. I also like to. I have a YouTube channel. I like to make YouTube videos, which I know we're talking about like not doing those sort of things, but like my career isn't content creation, so like content creation is my fun project that I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And having that fun thing, and if you can do it every single day, it's going to improve your life drastically.
Yeah. Have you heard any of my music, Tyler?
I have not, but I think can we get some on show? Is that possible?
There's a lot of expletives. And
Okay. So.
So yeah, we can totally, 100%.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, we can do whatever we want. You may have heard some popular hits like Basic R&B Song and AM/PM Flow. I wrote that song about the AM/PM.
Oh, no way?
I did, yeah.
I hear that every time I go in there.
Yeah,
it's like
great.
on repeat.
Let's check it out. When your passion becomes your job, you need to find other hobbies. 100% true. Dude, Ayla, I really love those emotes. What if you stream in a garage? That seems like a separation of your living space and your workspace.
Yeah, that's perfect because you can escape from it. You'll have a big area, lots of room, and you don't need to just go hang out in your garage per se. I like to hang out in my garage and work on my motorcycles, but that's a little bit of a different story.
When I was a kid, our garage was like my like hobby place, right? Whatever thing I was into at the time, like I have really good parents. Like they would just kind of like convert the garage into like whatever hobby I had. Like I was really into martial arts and I was in Taekwondo. So like I did Taekwondo in the garage, or I was into photography. So they turned the garage into a dark room. They installed a sink because you need water when you have a dark room. Like, you know, shout out to my parents. They're real cool peeps. Let's see. Some people step on stingrays. This guy.
Yeah, that's not a daily thing. That's like once every 10 years.
Is your interest clowns? Oh, God.
No. But just for example, some things that I like to do every single day. I try to surf every morning if I can. It usually puts me into a great mood. Makes me really, really hungry all day though. I like to ride my bike a lot. I enjoy just going for walks. Usually on my lunch break, I'll just kind of take a little cruise around the neighborhood, which actually brings me to another point. Instead of getting into a routine of doing everything, try to switch it up, even if it's something similar. Say for example, you're on a bike ride or you're driving to your office. Change the route. Explore. It's good for your brain, kind of brings new elements into your life, helps you kind of understand your area, and it's just a good mental workout right there that you'll really see some drastic improvements for just such a small little change.
Yeah, that's a really good note. You know what, like I think I subconsciously do that because I take a few different ways to get to work and there's no rhyme or reason to why I do it. Like I used to say, oh, I go this way because of like there's traffic or something. No, I just go different ways sometimes. So that's a good note.
That's why you're the smartest guy I know.
Oh man, we gotta introduce you to some more people, man. Let's see.
So let's see. Indian here popped in. She said she draws and graphics, and that's awesome because you're producing something too that you can show your friends. And any skill that you constantly work on that you're always improving on is fantastic. You'll feel accomplished and just good about yourself in general.
Yeah, and for those of you guys who don't follow Ayla on Twitter, she like does commissions. I think her commissions are closed right now, probably because she's on vacation. But if you need some graphic type things, make sure to hit her up. They're real good.
Yeah. Let's see, our next section on here. This is actually one of my favorites and something that I personally struggle with. I know a lot of people struggle with this one, and that's just unplugging. Making a commitment to unplug from the internet, from everything for a few hours a week. Now, I'm not saying you need to just ditch everything.
Okay.
But say you have an iPod that doesn't have the connection or the ability to start scrolling.
Oh, like old school.
Old school, yeah. When they were still square. But have one of those and be able to just walk around. And it's really important to unplug and interact with everything in the outside world.
Definitely.
I know a lot of people do streaming IRL, which is really, really cool because it encourages them to get out as well. And people kind of have something cool to watch, but kind of treat it that way and just get out there. Just have some fun.
Would you ever do an IRL stream?
Yeah, I actually would. I think it'd be really fun. I don't know what exactly I would IRL stream just yet, but...
How would you guys feel about an Office Hours episode that was IRL? Like Team OPG out in the wild. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I'm just trying to get that approved for the budget. That's why I mentioned it on stream. If everyone says yes, then we'll have to do it. GoPro on your surfboard. Tyler, whoa, that'd be cool.
That would be.
Hashtag surfing. Sorry. Sometimes I hate myself. So a few things that you can do to unplug. Leave your computer. Literally get up from your computer. Walk outside. Turn your phone on airplane mode. I actually do this quite often, to be completely honest. Like, there are times throughout the day where like I just don't want to see notifications on my phone. Like when I wake up in the morning, like I kind of have this ritual where like I go on Reddit. It's just like a half-hour thing. Like I wake up and I sit in bed and like I go on Reddit and probably Instagram and like people's pictures and look at dank memes or whatever. It's like in that time period, like I don't want to see any notifications or do that, so I turn my phone on airplane mode. Wait, that is not how that works. Do not disturb. That
there you go.
That's what it is. Yeah, I was like, if it's on airplane mode, how am I using it? What the hell? Yeah. And another thing that you could do is do something offline, IRL. I have an offline hobby that I don't do as much anymore because I just don't think about it. But now that I think about it, I kind of want to do it. Like I said earlier, I make videos on YouTube or whatever. Going outside and just taking some snaps of some things, or like I have a drone. Sometimes I like to go and fly my drone. That's pretty fun. Last time I did, I hit a bird, which was traumatizing.
Man, I hope PETA doesn't watch this stream.
Yeah, they're gonna have some issues with us.
No animals were harmed in the making of this video or any times prior.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I'd watch that twice. Yes, Jamar. Ask for double the budget. Yes. Indy, we might see the cat in IRL stream. There's no cat. That's the problem. Oh, are you talking about Audrey's cat? She's adorable. Her name's Caesar Salad. She's my best friend. Jam. OPG goes to the zoo or Legoland?
Ooh,
That would be fun.
Legoland could be very cool.
I've never been to Legoland before.
Dude, neither have I.
I think this might be good. None of us have been to Legoland, so maybe we should do that. I'm gonna go get breakfast. Thank you for the streaming knowledge. Of course, as always, glad that you stopped by. It's always fun when Indy's in the house. It's not that cool. Worked for Lego. Well, way to ruin the mood, Oliver.
I'm just gonna block that comment out from my mind.
Yeah. I feel like I need my laptop here so I can like time some of these mods out. That guy Hale asked the most relevant question of all time. Where is this Legoland? Carl's bad. Yeah, it's a little drive from here, but it's not too bad. I won't drive, so we can all ride with Tyler. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. So it looks like we have some more stuff here.
Yeah, I actually like where this one is going. So in line with unplugging, I know a lot of people can be kind of turned away from that and they can be a little bit worried about actually unplugging and disconnecting from the internet. What's gonna happen to my followers? How am I gonna stay interacted? What's gonna happen? Well, out there's a lot of scheduling apps that people have. So say you're gonna go on just a 3-day vacation, maybe you're heading to PAX, you're heading to Bermuda, you're heading to a cruise, I don't know where you're going. You can actually go ahead of time, and if you have a following across all of your channels, you can use these specific apps to post ahead of time. So you can schedule one for one day, another for the next day, and another after that. You don't have to worry about constantly creating content while you're out and about. And it's a great way to kind of de-stress without worrying about losing your followers, and everybody still stays engaged. But now, that's not to say don't take a bunch of pictures on your vacation, because people do want to see what you're up to. But it's a great way to just kind of stock up on those photos in the meantime, and then you can just kind of slowly disperse them out afterwards and keep people updated on your everyday life and the rad things that you do out there.
No, that's a really good note. Specifically, I have an example. One of our clients. Excuse me, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Gassy Mexican went on a vacation. This was a couple months ago, but he was gone for maybe like 4 or 5 days, and every day he had like a pre-scheduled tweet that kind of went out to his followers, kind of like, just to keep them active and engaged. Like he wasn't actively posting on Twitter, like he had loaded these tweets to go live at certain times, and he also did the same thing on his YouTube channel. So like there was really no interruption in his content or his social presence or anything, except on Twitch. Obviously he wasn't streaming, but it was literally like he was still around, but in actuality like he was off hanging out and having fun and I don't know, paragliding, robbing banks. I don't know what people do for fun. I don't know.
Who was in there? Somebody was just talking about disc golf that I saw.
Samurai King.
Samurai King. So that's something fun he likes to do in his own time. I don't know, have you ever played disc golf?
Quite extensively. There's actually a course very close to my high school, and me and my friends in high school used to do that all the time because it was like $5 to play or whatever. It was really fun.
It's a great activity to get outside. You kind of walk around, just hang out with your buddies, throw some discs at trees, and well, you try to make them in the nets, but
let's be honest, mostly in the trees.
Yeah. It's actually really, really hard as well.
It is.
I'm not good at it.
It is. To be completely honest with you, I think it's harder than traditional golf. Because like, you just like, when I play traditional golf, I know my limitations and I know these things, but like with disc golf, I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen when I throw this, I want it to go right there. It's probably not gonna happen. It's a lot of fun though.
4.
Yeah. Everybody look out, because I don't know what I'm doing. I should be wearing glasses. Yeah. Well, that's cool that like you have like an outdoor hobby. It's hard these days because we live in the future, and it's something that I tell my mom all the time. I'm like everything is so cool. Like we have everything in our pockets. If I could travel back in time and show my little self, that was a weird phrasing of a sentence, but if I could show like the little kid version of me like my cell phone, he might have a heart attack.
Oh yeah.
Like he might just drop dead right then and there. Like, what? You have a calculator? Like that would be the thing that he'd be excited about.
All those school teachers that told me I would never have a calculator in my pocket at all times.
Yep.
Man, look at me now.
I'm looking at you, Mr. Comfort. No. Oh, it's funny. I think he actually watches, so that's interesting. Yeah, but like we live in the future, so like I understand the appeal of technology, and I've fully embraced it. Like I consider myself like an early adopter. When something new and exciting comes out, like I want it. I want to be a part of it. I want, you know what I mean? When they come out with like implants that shoot laser beams out of your eyeballs, I'm gonna sign me up, coach. You know. But in the same respect, like I also enjoy things outside of tech and internet and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
Which kind of segues to our next part, which is get active and participate in some sort of physical activity.
Yeah, so Samurai King already gave us a great one with disc golf. And actually one that we are working here at OPG is we're going to be starting up a basketball team here pretty soon.
Yes.
I'm very excited. I personally am terrible at basketball.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's going to go real bad for me, but I have Jamar. He's going to coach me, and it's going to get pretty good.
Yeah, no. So at the end of next month, we are going to be competing in like a co-ed basketball league here in San Diego. Of Team OPG, I feel like it's kind of a good mix. Like some of us have experience playing basketball, others don't. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I guess I'm the coach, I guess. Yeah, I'm
Coach
the coach.
Jamar.
Yeah, I'm the coach. Oliver's the team captain. You could be also team captain.
I was going to say left bench, but
Left bench.
Yeah.
What's the plan, Jamar? Well, you know, like speaking of things, you know, like maybe we can give the ball to Joe. Yeah. So Joe's our big man. We're gonna put him right in the middle. I don't know if you've seen Shaquille O'Neal play, but Joe, or actually I should say this, Shaquille O'Neal, also known as Shaq, modeled his game after Joe. So, you know, we're in good hands there. All we have to do is just get him the ball in the low post. He's gonna do a, you know, a little dream shake and a dunk. I know that didn't make sense to a lot of people, but for the people who it made sense to, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's something that we're really excited about. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. I think we're gonna start with basketball, possibly after that maybe have like a Team OPG softball team, or there is a league that does dodgeball, but I feel as though I don't wanna get hit with the ball, and this face is how I make money. So
I saw a real maniacal look from our producer over
Yeah.
there. I think he wants to play dodgeball.
Producer Devin definitely wants that to happen. But Shaq has like 250 pounds on Joe. Yeah, Joe really like slimmed down, he cut back.
It's all water weight.
Yeah, it's all water weight. You know, as soon as it's game time, he'll be able to put that back on real quick. So don't even worry. But yeah, it's just something fun, something for us to do outside.
Yeah, we're going to be interacting with each other. It's going to be a great team bonding experience. We're going to be running around. I don't know how much running I'll be doing, but we'll be running around a little bit, shooting some hoops, and it's going to be really fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And if you have friends to do these things with, it encourages you and kind of makes you commit to these things. So
definitely.
I've committed. I can't back out now. I'm locked into this league.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, I didn't tell you this, but you're starting too. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Starting what?
You're starting. You're one of the starting 5. I don't know. Have you seen Space Jam?
Oh yeah.
You're the purple guy.
The purple guy.
Yeah.
I like to think of myself more as a Bugs, but I can be the purple guy.
Hockey team, as the Canadian. So that's interesting that you said that, because do we have a hockey team?
We do. They are
do?
called the San Diego Gulls.
Oh yeah.
They're not in the top league. They're like one step below, but
Okay.
they are incredibly fun to watch. I've personally never been to a hockey game until this last year. I went to 4 of them. Incredible time. I don't think that's a sport quite for everybody, though. I mean, you're on the hardest surface known to man with knives on your feet. I just don't think that's something that I should participate in.
Oh, they're a farm team for the Ducks. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. That's actually really cool. So another thing that we were thinking about doing is San Diego, we don't have as many professional sports teams as we used to. RIP Chargers. But we were thinking about doing some team activities where we go to like some sporting events, go to some Padre games. Literally, like Petco Park is like a mile or 2 away from us, maybe a little bit farther. going to see a baseball game, Padre game. We could go check out the Gulls. Like, that's another fun thing that you could do to get you out of the house and, you know, not streaming. Go check out your local professional sports team. If you like basketball and you don't know anything about it, feel free to DM me and I can give you recommendations on why LeBron should not be MVP and why James Harden travels all the time. So if you want to talk about that, let me know.
It's good.
Yeah, it's great.
I like that guy Hale over there. If you could dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What's that from?
Dodgeball.
I should have known that. Feels like I should have known that. Oh, what else? CTE is real? I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a little explanation on that.
Controller tech extra, yes. Cool. Do you guys have any questions for us? I know this episode has been us talking about, hey, let's do fun things. So
I've been having a fun time.
I've been having a really good
I
time.
hope you guys have been having as much fun as we've been having.
Yeah. Also, I need to clear it with the rest of the team, but I definitely want to stream some of our basketball games. Yeah. You may have talked about this already, but how do you get over the anxiety of missing time from work to take a break? That is an excellent question, Fearless. It was almost like it was a plant.
It is. That's something that everybody struggles with, especially at first when you're first taking that time off. If you have a really stressful job, especially if you're streaming, you're worried about losing your followers. In order to cope with that, I recommend just trying to get everything done that you possibly can to prepare yourself for the vacation. There's more than just your travel bookings, your flights, your hotels. There's stuff you have to take care of in your day-to-day life so that you don't have to worry about that when you come back. Yes, when you come back, there is going to be some stuff that you have to deal with that you missed from your time off. Luckily, we have a very cool company here, and we like to help each other out when people are out of the office. So working with your coworkers together on that and trying to establish some relationships to have them help you along is definitely very nice to kind of help with that situation right there.
So something like streamer specific that I've seen happen, which like don't quote me on this, like I don't know the effectiveness or if this is actually a good idea, but it's something that I've seen is sometimes when people take time off, they actually have guest streamers stream on their channel. I think Professor Broman did it a couple years ago. I've seen Haley Nick has done it. These are our clients, so I watch their stuff regularly, so I notice these things. But that's another thing. So that way, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's someone that you trust. It's like, someone who's in line with your brand and your content and, that sort of thing. Like, that's one way, because it's like, oh yeah, they have everything taken care of. I can go relax and do my thing, and I know that my channel's in safe hands. I don't see that super often, but to be honest, maybe I don't see that super often because a lot of people just don't take breaks. So maybe that's the reason, but yeah. Xanattack says beer. It's also
With a face.
It's also a good one. The planning for a break can actually be super good for work in itself. It's true. I was not here at the office last week, and I spent like the last 2 days before I left just getting everything set up as best as I could so that while I was gone, like everything would just work smooth. And the team picked up all the slack while I was gone. So when I came back, it was actually great. Like I kind of came back and I was like, cool, everything's handled and I don't have to I didn't worry about anything and you guys killed it. So it was actually really cool. Things can be better when you get back. Exactly. Like when I came back, like I literally had nothing to worry about. Like everything that I had when I came back was all like new stuff. You know what I mean? It was like, oh man, all the things that I had like not pawned off on other people, but that's really what happened. Like all the things that people ended up helping me out with while I was away, they all were executed and beautifully, and it was just as if I did it, and it was amazing. And when I came back, I was like, cool, man, on to the next, let's go. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. Except for Oliver. It's not, nah, I'm just joking. Yeah. What else we got? Is that the end of the show?
I mean, we've pretty much gone through it. We can use this time to answer some more questions for you guys. If you have any personal life tip balances that you like to share, the ways that you work in work-life balance, it'd be great to hear. We're always open to suggestions over here, and I think some of our audience would probably enjoy those as well.
Yeah, definitely. Also, we're planning future shows for 2019. This is an interactive process, right? Like we just don't want it to be us thinking we know the kind of things that you guys want to see on the show. So if you guys have like burning questions or kind of things that you want us to elaborate on, talk about, let us know. Omid will be back in a few weeks. I don't think he's going to be on next week's show, so I believe you guys are going to get another brand new surprise host that you've never met before, which should be really exciting.
That is, I'm already excited.
Yeah. I'm less excited because I know who it is.
Okay.
Joking. So if you guys have anything that you guys want us to talk about, let us know. Because, yeah, don't promise things to people. Look, Oliver, okay. So be on the lookout for that surprise mystery person on the show next week. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But if it does, that'd be cool. Other than that, producer Devin, can you do me a favor? Can you find one of our clients so we can raid them?
Ooh.
Yeah. It's good Twitch etiquette, you know? A little raid host raid.
Well, everybody in the chat, I would like to thank you for joining my first Office Hours episode. That was quite the hilarious experience. I had a lot of fun today.
Yeah,
so
you did a great job.
Thank you. It was very fun. It's very, very different being on this side of the camera, and seeing what you guys do for this whole time is pretty cool.
Yeah, so the next one, you're going to be running the show. So that's kind of how it works around here.
Yes.
You get one, and then you're off to the races.
Fair.
So shoe on head to prove live. This is why...
I don't have a shoe, but...
This is why we don't talk to Barry. No, we love Barry. He's literally my favorite person. Had to step away, but thanks for doing this. Of course, you're always welcome here.
Thank you for tuning in.
In Office Hours. You are part of the family, and we're always happy whenever you guys are around. Samurai King, good job, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
As always, Samurai King is like the third host. You know what I mean? Like he just kind of steps into that role. Thank you for the stream.
Where can we find these later?
Where can we find these later? See what I mean by he's the third host?
Yeah, he pretty much is.
So you can find all of the VODs from Office Hours on our YouTube channel. And I don't know if we have a command that links to YouTube yet. So I'll yell at someone who can do that for me. And we can have that. Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter. You can find updates there. We always post a link to the previous week's show on our Twitter. And that's OP_group. Thank you, Fearless. I appreciate it. Samurai King, I've been a mod for a very long time now. Samurai King is literally like the third host of the show. Like, maybe at some point we can get you on the show.
Hey, we got another surfer in the group here, so great way to relieve stress. I think we actually might need to do an OPG surf outing this summer.
Yeah. /raid and then the person's name. So what's interesting about this is, I don't know if you know how I feel about sand, but I don't like sand.
I got it. We'll just carry you.
Yes,
to
please.
the water.
Yes, please. Like, I have an Anakin complex, and I don't like sand, so, yeah.
It does get everywhere.
Let me just read Mindot's comment really quick. Really gives people insight on some of the things to look for in the future and helps clear up any questions and confusion. You're absolutely right. Fearless says, I like the ocean. Ha 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 ha. And on that painfully exciting note, we are going to end the show. We are going to raid, who are we raiding?
Danotage.
We are going to raid Danotage. It looks,
Second year anniversary.
It's his 2nd year anniversary.
Wow, so when you go into chat, say, happy 2nd anniversary,
yeah,
Danotage.
Make sure you show him all the love in chat, and we will see you back here next week with another exciting show. And on that painfully disappointing note, we will see you next week.
Stay classy.
Yeah. We're kind of still live.